Sunny TV Unfiltered, and it's podcast time. It's a winter break. I'm not sure if it's a winter break for us or it's a winter break for the players, because every time we've had an international break, we've needed a break more than the players have. It's gonna get very heated tonight, because I know there's a lot of passionate people on here tonight. Terry being one of them, Simon being the other, Steve being the other, Sam being the other, and Terry Mancini. All he's passionate about is his fetishes.
Someone's got to do it, Sonny. You know that.
That's the it's too early. Just Mike, what are you doing? Martin, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also hit the like button, please. That'd be much appreciated. Big things are going to be happening on this channel soon. Just takes a bit of dough, so just wait for Flo to send me a bit more money. We'll start with a winter break. It's a much needed winter break. The players have gone off to Dubai. We're still here licking our wounds. Last game we played was against Burnley. It was a poor fest, to be honest with you. It was a Unai Emery part 2. I can see Simon Lester is getting agitated, as I said that already. Let's come to you first, Terry. My partner in crime. What was your take on the game? And basically, starting lineup for me was wrong. But it's easy to manage a game in hindsight.
Yeah.
And also, basically as well, we were dreadful. Give us your views.
Yeah. Starting with the team lineup, I said it straight away and all. I think 3 players that was on the bench, in my eyes, should have started, and that was Socrates for Mustafi, Ferreira for Guendouzi, and Lacazette should have been on the bench for me, and Pepe should have been on. So that would have been my starting lineup, and then 3 straight in. I know there's a few people on the chat and the podcast saying that Ferreira was coming back from an injury, so he might have been cautious about that after. But my point of view is if you're fit enough for the bench and there's an injury within 10 minutes and he's got to come on, then he's fit enough to play from the start anyway. So he should have been starting in my eyes. I thought the first sort of 15 minutes we started really well. I thought we had a few shots. Aubameyang could have scored 2 goals. I thought we'd done well, and then after that, for some reason, it just went dead. We went dead. I said to myself, I'm a big Ozil fan, but I said Ozil should have come off at half time. He just didn't look interested. And yeah, it just went dead, but we didn't lose. I mean, like I said, if we was under Emery, you know what I mean, there wouldn't have been no positivity for me at all going into Burnley. But, you know, there was still optimism before the game. And yes, it was a disappointing result, but at least we picked up a point.
One positive, I mean, Kenny has grown sometimes quite so. I haven't commented that. So, Kenny, I'm trying not to miss the vote, and it was from day one, so I really appreciate that. One positive was he said, Mustafi, man of match. Let's go to Sam. You're usually quite quiet, Sam. Let's give you say. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now just a bit, yeah. What was you going to ask me?
So you obviously can't hear us, so I was going to say. Mustafi, basically that guy is, you know, apart from the mistake against Chelsea, he's been a defender.
I mean, yeah, he's shown a little bit of form lately, though. But I mean, the guy, you just know his one mistake, you know, away. I mean, you just can't trust him. That's the problem. I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't play him if you know you've got someone like Socrates who's fit. I just think Mustafi is always, you just never know with him. That's the thing. He's had a few decent games, but suddenly he's gonna miss a ball or pass to an opposition player in a dangerous area. You just know he's one mistake, don't you?
For me, I mean, we've had a comment here. It is very true. Dr. Drew said the game changed when Saka came off. We lost control of the game.
Sonny, just to interrupt, there's a few people in the comments saying it, and I don't know if I'm hearing it. No, we can't hear you properly.
make this mic. I'm pretty headphones and might better.
Yeah, well, you're cracking up. We can't hear you, mate.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuttering.
I got
Go on, Sam. What was you saying about it?
About Mustafi.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that Mustafi, yes, he's had a few good games. Like, even a grandfather clock's right 2 times a day, innit? I mean, just because he's had a few decent games doesn't mean he's not a liability. The guy, you just know he's one around the corner coming, and it's just, when is that going to come? You got to minimise your risks, and for me, playing Mustafi is a risk.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. Well, it was an awful football match, as far as I was concerned. When I see the team sheet, I would never have picked that team sheet. I was quite surprised that Arteta come up with that team sheet. I would never have played Ozil. I'm baffled that Lacazette keeps getting these chances after chances after chances. I watch him week after week now, and he really is struggling for confidence. He needs to be pulled out of there. And I genuinely think he can't handle the competition from Martinelli. I don't think he's one of these players. I mean, if we go back to ages ago when Aubameyang, had to give him that penalty for him to score a goal. Unless there's that thing that ticks him off, then he just does nothing. I mean, I've had a look at his face, the way he walks around, and people keep saying to me, he's running about, he's doing this, he's doing that. Well, we didn't pay Lacazette to run about, to chase back, to pick up the ball in the midfield. We paid Lacazette to put in the ball at the back of the net. He's not doing it, so for me, he's got to be out. Martinelli is putting the ball in the back of the net. He has to start. Then he has to be moving to the middle. Pepe's got to come on. Yeah, I was quite surprised. I was Mustafi and Xhaka. I don't know. They keep performing. I keep watching them every week. I keep analysing them, and they don't put a lot wrong. Xhaka, he seems to keep performing. He's passing. He's range. He's getting in there. He's doing his job. What he's supposed to do.
Big up Gooner Claw TV. If you haven't subscribed to Gooner Claw TV, you're missing out on some really good stuff. Claude, as you know, he goes home and away every game. He done a 6-hour trip to Burnley, and basically sitting on that coach with the Arsenal Sports Club is a nightmare. Take it from me, you're not allowed to use the toilet. You can't go shit in the toilet, which is a fact. Never any ketchup or pickle or mustard in the sandwiches. And you get treated like a school kid. But Gunnar Claude does it week in, week out. So big up yourself, Claude, and please go subscribe to Claude's channel. I'm sure he's going to be coming on this one in the near future, and we should be doing a lot of content together as well. Simon, unfortunately, we're going to spend most of the podcast, unless anyone comes up with anything else, talking about 2 players. And one of those is our highest earner, and the other one cost £52 million, and he hasn't scored an away goal for a year. Picks up more yellow cards than he has goals. What is going wrong with Lacazette? And to be honest with you, I said it on Twitter the other day. I said Giroud had more of an impact at Arsenal than Lacazette ever will have. What's your thoughts on that?
I went to the game, and it was very similar to Sheffield United. First 20 minutes, I thought we were okay. We should have been 1-0 up in the first 20 minutes. There's no doubt about it. But it didn't go in. And after that, it sort of petered out, and there was an inevitable sort of playing out of the rest of the game where we had the odd chance, but we thought they're going to score in a minute. So if you look at the midfield he picked on Sunday, if you pick Guendouzi, Ozil and Xhaka, there is a distinct lack of pace from minute one. There's just no pace there. Nobody is going to burst forward from those 3 there. So if you haven't got any pace to burst forward, then the only outlet you can have is a precise ball through the middle to our striker. Well, that just doesn't happen in away games. You're trying to thread the eye of the needle, or you stretch the game and go wide. Well, when young Saka went off, that sort of went out. The first 20 minutes, we looked quite good down the left-hand side, but once he got injured and then eventually went off, that dried up. Lacazette, to me, I don't see that you can have any argument for not playing Aubameyang or Martinelli instead of him through the middle. Basically, at the moment, he just doesn't warrant a place. Now, whether or not he's going to benefit from having 2 weeks off, I don't know. But if you haven't scored an away goal for a year, the stats are there for you. So, to me, I would play Aubameyang through. He should have played Aubameyang through the middle with Pepe one side and Martinelli the other. But the midfield, to me, and there isn't anybody else you can bring in. We're just lacking in pace, and pace means therefore you need creativity, and our creative player is not doing it at the moment.
Did you notice as soon as Lacazette went off and Aubameyang went into the middle, we got that crossover. Aubameyang made that lovely move, got in front of his defender, got that header in, and it was the closest we got to scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he should. He should be playing through the centre, Steve. Either him or Martin. You're wasting Aubameyang playing him out wide because he clearly wants to get into the centre at every opportunity. But as I say, we can all see it. I think.
You know that you say that side, right? But everyone says Aubameyang gets wasted out wide. He scores a lot of goals from out wide because effectively they're inverted forwards, so they're not wingers. And the great Thierry Henry was magical cutting in from the left and scoring.
I don't think we can compare anyone in our current side to Thierry Henry, though, can we? That's the problem. Terry Mancini. What's your thoughts on things, Phil?
I thought it was a reality check, I mean, we started off very well, as everyone said. The first 20 minutes we were great when the boy Saka down the left was absolutely fantastic. After that, I just thought we reverted back to type. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of like when Arsenal was in charge and then obviously when Emery was in charge near the end as well, that we basically just lost the plot. And I think that, all right, we can pick out individual players. I mean, Ozil and Lacazette, they're not performing. I mean, we know that. Ozil hasn't really performed at high level for 3 years. Lacazette has gone about a year without scoring away from home. So I totally appreciate that maybe the time has come for them to be moved on. Never mind dropped, actually moved on from out of the club if we can. However, I still think that whatever players we play, in whatever permutation we use, we're still going to get similar results. And sometimes you're caught in a trap, and this is where we are. Whatever we do, and whatever manager we've got, with the current squad that we have, right, we're going to end up getting similar results. The way out of it, in my opinion, is 2 things, right? First of all, we've got some very promising young players. Given an opportunity, some of them could develop into top world-class players. The second thing that we need is improve the recruitment, but this is going to take time. So for me, it was just a reality check. We had 70 minutes of where we didn't close Burnley down. They managed to get the ball in the middle and they were knocking it out wide at will. And that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to knock it wide, get it into the box, put us under pressure. And after that, we lost the plot. And some players as well, playing the game the other day, were completely lost. They didn't look as though they knew how to play in that match. I mean, Guendouzi reminded me, right, of a guy who, his mum had told him when he was a little kid that he was a golden boy. He was out on the pitch, he was taking 10 touches.
Yeah.
In this Arsenal team, you've got to get the ball, move it forward. There's something wrong with the balance of the side. It's been going on for years now. Probably, you could even go back 10 if you wished, right? This is where we are. It's just a reality check for me.
I just want to read a super chat. Hi, Bree. I really appreciate a super chat, mate. Very, very generous. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're 100% spot on. Leonard kicking is a shambles. He puts our defence under pressure. Look at our cut for Martinez kicking the ball long, no nonsense. I can't argue with that comment, to be honest with you. Anyone want to come in on that?
There's not a lot between them, is there? There's not a lot between Leno and Martinez when you really think about it. I mean, Martinez is a great, shot stopper, and I mean, and whenever he's had to come in for Leno, and whenever I've seen him play, he's not let us down. So yeah, I mean, the guy is there. He's 100% spot on.
Do you know what? Noel's come up with a great point. You know what? Noel. Some people call me negative. They should follow Noel on Twitter. but to be honest with you, I agree with him. Noel says, when is the next time we're going to sign a world-class player and not all this rubbish we have now? All I see is another 20 years of average. You know what, Noel? When we do sign a world-class player, for instance, Aubameyang, we only sign them because we lose Sanchez. We only sign a player because we've lost a player. The big teams, they go and sign a world-class player and they add to them with world-class players or very good players. Arsenal sign a world-class player and they surround them by 5 shit average players.
Yeah. And then, once they've been here for a while, then they a couple of years later they want to leave.
Yeah.
If the balance of the team is wrong, it's not so much going out and signing the world-class player. You've got to find a player that fits into the balance of that team, i.e. what I said previously about
exactly.
when Ozil, right, so people say, so we've all got our own view on Ozil and stuff like that. If Ozil plays in a team with Ramsey, Wilshere and Cazorla around him, that makes him a better player straight away. If he's playing with Xhaka and Guendouzi, it negates a lot of these things. So you've got to look at the balance of the team, and the balance of the team is wrong. There's nothing we can do about that until next year. But to me, everyone was going on about, we need defenders. To be honest, the best thing that Arteta's done since he's been in is shore up the defence. Now, who's going to be there next season? We don't know. But in theory, Tierney is going to be like signing a new player because he's hardly played already this season. And we might as well write off the next 12, 15 games. He's not going to play all them. So he becomes a new player at the start of next season. We're getting Saliba. So there's 2 new defenders, you might as well say, coming in. To me, the focus of attention, let's forget the strikers because we don't know what's going to happen with the contract situation. For me, he should be looking at that midfield and looking at least 2 signings, 1 offensive and 1 defensive in the summer to me.
You know what? A well-known person.
I agree with that.
A well-known person, good-looking Turkish bloke once said, you could dress up a pig, but still a pig. That also well-known, good-looking Turkish bloke said, who was not very tall, might be very tall in China, but not in England. He also turned around and said, you could put a saddle on a donkey, but you could put a nice saddle on a donkey, but it's still a donkey.
Just going on.
That's what you do with a donkey, Sonny.
Going on what someone.
I won't tell you what they do with them in Cyprus, mate. After they've tied them to a tree, but that's a different story.
No, good idea, Sonny.
Just going on a couple of comments, what they said in the comments about we're self-financed and all this. I've got no problem with that if that's what they want to be, Arsenal, right? But then what are the people on the ball doing then? Like, what's his name? Raul and Finai. These people have been put there to sort out our finances and to get our players in, right? So if we've got no cash, then why ain't we selling players to raise money so we can go out and buy better players?
You know what? We had an ideal opportunity to sell some players. I'm going to come on to that. Gaddafi, I'm loving an analogy, bruv. Just because you put a dog just because a dog is born in a barn, you can't call it a horse. You know what? This is the analogy channel, right? So if anyone's got some more analogies, put them in the comments and I'll read them out. I think one big mistake Arteta made was he gave every player a clean slate, right? The problem with that is, I can understand it, but the problem with that is these players, some of these players are going to get a bit better, but they're not going to get better to the level we need. Emery made his mind up on Ozil a long time ago, and Ozil's had 11 games now, consecutive games as a number 10. He's had no assists, no goal, and no shots at goal. Surely, as a Turk, I'm saying this as a Turk as well, so I'm an Ozil fan, and I'm a fan of good football and good footballers, right? Surely his time has come and gone. You know, we had last minute inquiry from one of the Arab countries for a loan deal for Ozil. They was going to take all his wages, and guess who declined it? Arsenal did. So Terry, you're a big Arteta fan. To be honest with you, so am I. But I'm still going to say as it is. I'm still going to call out his mistakes. What is Arteta doing? Firstly, by killing the left wing by putting a man there without positioning Martinelli and Saka. And secondly, he's put Lacazette up top when the guy can't score for Toffee. £52 million is a bad Emil Heskey. Emil Heskey used to hold up the ball a lot better than Lacazette, right?
Yeah.
And also, what is his distance with Mesut Ozil?
I mean, I can't disagree with anything you said there, to be honest. I mean, Lacazette, like I said, he shouldn't have started in the first place. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and what we've got him for is he's our main striker, and we need him to score goals, and he's not doing that. So I would rather, me personally, I'd rather put Martinelli up front down the centre. That's what I would rather do, and keep Aubameyang on the left still. Ozil, it's a bit like Simon said, to be honest. You know what I mean? If you put decent players around him, or great players around him, and you play the way that, you know what I mean, attacking football, then he would be fantastic. I do believe that. If we get rid of him and he went to Man City or Liverpool, I would wish him nothing but the best, because I think he's a fantastic footballer. And if you play to his capabilities, he could be the best in the world. But we're at Arsenal, we haven't got the players, and we haven't got the style like that to play the way we can play with Ozil. So I would rather get rid of him than everyone keeps slating him, to be honest. So I'd rather try and get other players that will help us out in that position.
Well, basically, Terry, then I'll answer this one then. Mad Franks has said, if we take Lacazette and Ozil out, who plays instead of them?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we haven't really got the player. I mean, we could try and put Ceballos there, but can he actually play that role? We don't know, really. I mean, he didn't really get that much of a chance under Emery. And then he got injured, and he's really only been fit for 2 or 3 games under Arteta now. So we don't really know what Ceballos can do. I mean, Willock is still too young. I think he could be a good squad player, Willock. The thing is with me is that he gets the ball when he likes to drive forward. Whereas Xhaka and Guendouzi are not good enough and quick enough to do that.
Do you know what? Zach made a good point. You know what I want to do as well, right? I want to rate the players since Arteta's taken over. Because Zach is saying, are these players performing well because of the bounce effect of Arteta's appointment? How long will it last before we go back to Emery level again? Are they performing well is a question, right? But I just want to read out this very funny comment based on the other one, right?
Done it last week.
Bottom 365 says, if a horse was born in a house, we can't call it a dog.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
Before we rate the players, Lucas Ferrer is saying, Terry, we've given him decent players. He's had the Lacazette and the Aubameyang out front when they're firing. Stop talking rubbish. Right. Before we come on to any more comments, right? Let's really quickly rate the players since Arteta's came in, because to be honest with you, I've lost that feeling of optimism since Arteta's taken over. I don't think the results are not backing backing what he's saying anymore. And I think if we rate Arteta off the pitch for his interviews, apart from the last one when the grass was too long, right? He's been 10 out of 10. But on the pitch now, I'm not. To be honest with you, this is where I'm going to disagree with all of you on the podcast. I'm not seeing a lot of changes. I'm not seeing a lot of improvement. To be honest with you. Right, let's rate the players. Let's go with Bert Leno.
Well, just since Arteta's taken over, yeah.
Yeah, just since Arteta's taken over, yeah.
To be honest, he ain't really done much of that to do. I'd say 6.
He hasn't been any worse or any better. He's just been the same. Simon.
Yeah, I mean, he made the howler against Chelsea, didn't he? In the home game, but didn't have the best game distribution-wise at the weekend. But yeah, I'll go with a 6.
But everyone in the comments also gives your ratings as well. Let's go with Saka.
Saka, young Saka, well, he's been magnificent, I think, under Arteta. For me, I'd give him an 8.
Si?
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly been brought into the fold. He's well part of the first team now, so he's probably been one of the standout players, I would say, if not the standout player since Arteta's been there. So I'll go for an 8 as well.
I think everyone giving Saka low scores. I'm not sure whether they got mixed up with Leno scores or not. But for me, I'll give Saka a 9. I think he's been one of our best players, to be honest with you. I think he's been playing out of position as well. We haven't missed a left back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Si, did you rate Saka?
Yeah, 8.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go along with that. Steve?
Yeah, he's he's definitely been our best player. He just shows no fear, does he? I go with the same as you, Sonny. I'll give him a 9, and I go as far as Terry mentioned earlier. I think you don't know if it's Terry or Simon, that we've got maybe 2 or 3 that could possibly world class. And if he goes on the way he is, he possibly could be one of them. Yeah, no, mate.
You know what, Claude? I think that is really, really harsh.
Really hard.
6 for Saka, I think, is really, really harsh.
6. What's that?
Yeah.
Sam, what do you give Saka, Sam?
I completely agree with you, Sonny. I think Saka's been really, really good under Arteta. I think he was given that chance on the left back there. He's really, really thrived, and he's showing he's a really good talent. He's been really good. I'll give him an 8. He's been really good. One of my best, if not the best player, I think, since Arteta took over.
Terry?
Well, I reckon I will probably give him a 9, but because of his age, I've got to give him a 10. He's been absolutely fantastic, And the thing about him, right, he's got this kind of youthful vibrancy that you want to see in the team. You can see that he's putting his heart into it, and I love that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a 10.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, to be honest. Yeah, big up Curtis Shaw TV. If you haven't subscribed to Curtis, again, please go and subscribe to Curtis. He's a very, very honest bloke, and he says it as it is as well. He don't say for things for views and subs. He says it as it is. Let's go on to Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
I think he's really improved under Arteta. I mean, under Emery, I would have sold.
Terry, give him your first score under Emery, and then give him a score under Arteta. Let's see how much you think he's improved by.
Under Emery, I think he was useless, to be honest. But obviously, he kept playing in match positions, and I'd give him a 3 under Emery, and I'd give him a 7 under Arteta.
Simon?
Yeah, I'll go 4 and 7. I think he was unlucky probably to get dropped when Bellerin came back in because he'd done nothing wrong before that. But he's another one that's clearly we never see him in his normal position. He's a midfield player. We've only ever seen him playing right back really. So 4 and 7 for me.
Sorry, remind me to come back to the podcast later. That can we play Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the middle as well? Remind me to come back to that. Yeah, Steve. Everyone give your scores.
I thought he was awful under Emery, and that was, to be honest, you said it wasn't his fault. It was Emery's fault. 3 under Emery, and I think Arteta, I'd give him a 6. I feel sorry for him because he just gets messed about, doesn't he? He's one of our players.
Let's keep it short though. We've got 25 man squad to go through. Let's get you firing, unlike Arsenal. Go on, Sam.
4 and 7, basically. Yeah.
Terry?
4 and 7 for me, but the thing about him, right, he gives the ball away in really dangerous areas. And if you look at it, I mean, the way Arteta wants to play, right, he wants to play a passing game, and he's actually giving every single opponent a transition opportunity. He's got to cut that out. If he doesn't cut that out, he's not going to make it. I like him a lot, but he has to improve the way he moves the ball.
Claude gives Maitland-Niles a 6. I don't know how you can rate him the same as Saka though, Claude. To be honest with you, I'll give Maitland-Niles a 3, and a 7. But I'll give him a generous 7 because I still don't think he should be a right back. I don't think he's good enough to be a right back. Let's go with Bellerin. Forget Emery's result because he weren't playing under Emery really. Let's rate him under Under what's name?
Well, he's only had 2 games, isn't it? 2 or 3
Yeah,
games.
rate him on his couple of games. He's played.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what to rate Bellerin on. Rate him on. Do we think he's going to be any good?
I think he will be good because in his couple of games under Arteta, he looks much better already. So I'd give him a 6.
Keep doing the ratings. I'm just going to go get a drink because my maths is dry as a nun's fanny at the moment.
So, Simon,
To me, a lot of Bellerin's game is going forward, and a lot of that depends on having quality in midfield to pick him out on a run. So I think he's somewhat thwarted by the lack of creativity in the middle of the park. I'll give him a 6.5.
yeah. Steve?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a theory about. Well, I've got a feeling about Bellerin. I'd give him a 5, and I wouldn't mind getting rid of Bellerin. It's one of the players we get the money for. We could get the money for. But
Steve,
we've got
what you on
Cedric
about?
Suarez. Cedric Suarez.
It says glasses, isn't it? It says glasses, isn't it? That's what it is.
No, you look at Cedric Suarez, he's a top player, Portuguese international. And he could easily play in that position. You watch him when he comes and plays for Arsenal, watch him. He is a top player. He's a top player.
I've got my doubts, mate. I've got my doubts on that one. I've got to be honest.
Right, go on then, Sam.
I think Bellerin has been good. I think he's improved the last few games. He's looking better and better, and I think he's getting back to his best. I think he's a solid right back. He's good going forward. He's pretty solid defensively. He's an important part of our attacking. So yeah, for me, he's been, I would say, at least a 7, maybe even a going on the last couple of games.
Okay, Terry?
I've got to give him a 9. And the reason is because, look, he's come back from a cruciate. Now, I spent like 3 months in hospital with a double fracture on my leg when I was 20 years old, right? There was this guy who was next to me, he was 35, he'd done a cruciate. The guy was massive, big geezer. He was crying every single night. That is how painful a cruciate is. Now, this boy's come back and I tell you what, he looked absolutely fantastic the other day. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I'm going to give him every single opportunity. And I like him as a person as well. He's got a bit of a mouth on him. So I like that. So, yeah, for me, it's definitely a 9. And I hope he goes on.
Mate, it's about as painful when your missus ties you up and she starts whipping you. And you've got a mouth on you as well.
Sonny, I've told you before, mate, it's the other way round. It's the other way round, mate.
Let's go on to
David Luiz.
Let's go to David Luiz. David Luiz for me, I'll give him a 3, and now I'll give him an 8. Again, it's an 8 based on Arsenal defenders. It's not based on good defenders.
Yeah, no, exactly right. 3 and an 8.
I'll go with that. I think he looks a totally different player under Arteta, and he looks quite composed at the back. So I'm happy to go along with that. 3 and 8.
Yeah, I'd go with a 2 and an 8. He's sort of Arsenal's leader at the moment, isn't he? We need someone like this. We need him to keep doing it.
So,
Mad Frank said people saying tell Bellerin laugh out loud. I'll tell Bellerin as well. I think we need a refresh, to be honest with you.
I told you.
Oh, no. No way.
It's not that cripple. It's not that cripple they got from Southampton either. Go on, Sam.
No, I mean under Arteta, he wasn't really very good, was he? I mean,
Emery.
Sorry, Emery wasn't very good, was he? I mean, I don't think any of our players were really very good under him, were they? But no, I mean, it's been a big improvement. As I say, 4 and an 8.
Do you know what? Though that through ball that he played to Aubameyang the other day, that reminded me of a surgeon doing heart surgery. Mate. Yeah. He missed all the blood vessels, all the valves, and he just hit the mark. You know what I mean? Yeah. Brilliant through ball. Great vision. Right, let's go on to.
Terry ain't done these yet, Sonny.
Sorry, Terry. Go on.
5 and an 8. And what I like about Luiz is the way he nurtures young people, you know.
Terry,
he's got this thing with young people. He kind of makes them play better. If you look at him, right. Honestly, Sonny, if you look at him, right, the way he gets young people to play and the way he cuddles them and everything, there's something really encouraging about him, you know. And I think he brings out the best in more inexperienced players. I find it very enjoyable. I'm sure they do too.
Do you know what? Pro officers nurture young people as well, but I won't have them playing for Arsenal either. Let's go Socrates.
Socrates. Oh.
All this cuddling and nurturing going on here. What's going on here?
I go 4 under Emery and 6 under Arteta. He's been injured, isn't he, for half of it and all, so 6.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm not a fan, I'll be honest. 5, 6.
Steve?
Yeah, sorry, mate. We were laughing. Who's this we're doing?
Socrates, mate.
Socrates. I'm not a fan at all. I don't think he's improved one way or the other. I think 5 under Emery, 5 under Arteta.
Yeah, I'll go the same. Sam?
Yeah, I don't think he's improved much. He's one of the players who hasn't really improved, I don't think. So, yeah, I'll say about 5. But, yeah.
Terry, keep it short, mate.
All right, I reckon 7. And he's got a long surname, which is I like, you know what I mean? But apart from that, he's a decent player.
Do you know what? Socrates was best in his vault when he started in Spartacus. Apart from that, he's not football, is he? Let's go, Mustafi. Basically, do you know what? Let's keep it short. We're going to give Mustafi a collective 1 and a 7. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go into the midfield. Yeah. Granit Xhaka. Everyone in the comments, give your ratings on Granit Xhaka. And by your comments, put a S or a K, keep or sell.
What are we doing, Xhaka?
Yeah.
I'll go 1 under Emery, and I will go. I think I'll go 6 under Arteta, and I would sell.
Highbury, you blow me away with a donation tonight, mate. I really appreciate it. If everyone needed some money in your pocket, it's tonight. Rent issue, the road tax has gone on the car. I can't everything's going on. I would say majority of the time the ball is certainly in our defence, inviting pressure. But is this a tactic? From day one, this hasn't changed. Dog shit football. You know what? Highbury, you missed out the shit part. Don't worry, mate. Put it in. This is unfiltered. And I'll totally agree with you, mate. Simon gone.
3, 7. As for keeping or selling, if you want to improve, then you have to sell, don't you?
Do you know, Sean, you know what? Arsenal fans are a bit more harsh than Spurs fans. You lot are a forgiving club. We're not. We're not. Steve?
Jack, 3 under Emery, 7 under Arteta, 100% keep. Because we do have to have a squad. We do have it, so even if it's a squad player, we can't sell everybody. So keep.
Sam?
I would say 4 under Emery, and I would say about 6, maybe 7 under Arteta. He's improved under Arteta, but I still don't think he's good enough for what we want. I think he's not really there at the level we want, so I'd like to sell him.
Another great channel, Ruthless Gooner TV. Go give me a follow as well. Really nice bloke. Lives in Australia. Ruthless Gooner. I'm coming in the summer. I hope you look after me, bud. Terry?
I'll give him a 3 under Emery. It was a disaster for him, but I think since then I've got to give him a 9. And if you look at the way he plays, it's all guts. It's courage, you know. And I respect that in a guy. You know, he's come back from a lot of shit. He's playing well. And let's be honest, he's not the best player in the world, is he? You know, he lacks certain attributes. He's very slow. He's got top character. You've got to give him that.
Terry, you on a different podcast or what?
Honestly, like, if you watch the way he plays, honestly, Sonny, right? He's got guts. This guy, he puts his body on the line. He's got the experience. If you had Guendouzi and Torreira in the midfield, right, they look like a couple of boys compared to Xhaka. And this is the reason why Xhaka plays a game. He's not the best player in the world, but he's got knowledge of the game. And remember, he grew up in Switzerland. You know, over there, right, you've got to sign a contract when you look at a bird. You know, it's the kind of country where everything is restricted. You can't move around. And the guy is like expanding himself. I think that potentially, you never know, in maybe 1 or 2 years, he could actually become a really top player for us. But we've got to see the way it develops. If Arteta goes down the route of incorporating him in a side where it gets the best out of him, there's chances for Xhaka.
Right, Terry's talking shit, so let's move on to the next player.
I think he's just coming up for air.
You know that.
Notice Terry, right? When he gives his ratings, right? For the first 10 seconds of it, his lips don't move, but his voice is coming out, right? And then he goes on to talk a load of shit.
I think he's just coming up from air from all these 6 toys he's playing with.
He's done well, Lord. Shaq's done well. Shaq's done well. If you look the way he's played in the last 2 or 3 weeks under Arteta, he's solid.
Right.
Arteta likes him.
So did all the other managers as well. Let's move on to Joe Willock. You know what? He hasn't had enough games.
Torreira.
I'll go Torreira a 2 because Torreira wasn't my favourite player, and I'll give him a 7 for what he's done. But we then went to see the usual Torreira against Burnley. So Torreira has not convinced me yet, in my opinion. Go on, Terry.
I would have given him a 3 under Emery, and for me, I think he's up there with Saka as one of the most improved players. And I thought he would be under a better manager. I'm going to give him a 9.
Sorry?
I'll give him none under Emery. I thought he was hopeless. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. I'll give him 7 since Arteta's come in. But to me, I still think he switches off a bit. And I'm not convinced. I'm with you, Sonny. None and 7.
Going forward, I still don't think it's a CDM that we need to be honest with you. A good squad player, but I don't think he's that linchpin that we need. To be honest with you, I think we need better. Steve always gives his best results in the bedroom, so go on, Steve.
Who told you that? I'll give him.
You're clean as
4 under Emery and an 8 under Arteta. He was thrown under the bus by Emery. He was playing in Ozil's position. And so I've got to be a bit fairer to him. So 4 and 8. And another thing that's not helped him is every other week he's playing with 2 different midfield players with him. So, you know, I think he'll improve a lot more when we've actually got a steady 3 there. So, yeah, I'll give him an 8.
You know what? Everyone's been dying to get to Gunathal gets to an 8. Everyone's been dying to get to Mesut Ozil. Let me give my markings first because I'll give him some Turkish markings. I'll give him 0 and 0, which means 0 and 0 under Emery and under Arteta. Total waste of space of a footballer, in my opinion. Killed his career. He's totally killed Arsenal. He's killed our wage bill. I can't find any positives from the bloke.
For me, under Emery, didn't really play, so it's got to be a 0, to be honest. And under Arteta, he's not been fantastic. I'd give him a 5.
I'll go none under Emery, and the statistics don't lie. He's not created anything since Arteta's been there, and he's not scored a goal. So I'll give him 2 for actually being on the pitch a bit more.
Am I right in saying that you're an Ozil fan as well?
No, I'm not an Ozil fan.
Oh, sorry. Give me to insult you. Sorry. Steve.
I'll give him a 1 under Emery and under Arteta. I'll give him a 1 again.
Well,
he ain't got any better. He ain't done nothing.
You've agreed with Curtis. Curtis is saying a 1-on-1 and said him it's finished.
Oh yeah, Curtis, well done, mate. But yeah, 1-on-1. He's done with. Do you know how many big chances he's made this season? Great big chances. Every time, 2. He's made 2. Xhaka has made 12. He's got chances, and Odd's made 2.
Well,
I mean, that's
everyone's going back. Everyone's going back to 3 assists now because they're not getting any assists. They're looking at 3 assists now.
Get him out, Don.
Sam.
Well, you saw Emery didn't really rate Ozil, did he? I think there's a reason for that. I think maybe that might be one of the things Emery was a bit astute with, seeing that Ozil didn't really bring anything to the team. He didn't really fit into the tactics. Didn't work hard enough. And I think under Arteta, he works harder. He gives more, effort. But there's just no production. Absolutely no production. So in that role, with that money, you got to stop. You got to produce, and he's not doing it. So yeah, for me, under Emery, I would say a 2 at best, and under Arteta, about a 5.
Generous.
Terry.
You know what? Without Ozil, people will stop watching football. That kind of player is what we pay to go and watch. And all right, he's shit. I accept he's not producing, and we have to move him on, I think. But without players like this, right, we won't bother watching. This guy is a talent, and when he plays well, he's beautiful to watch. Anyone who watches him live sees the way he views the game, the way he moves the ball. He's absolutely fantastic. I don't want 11 robots, and I want someone like Ozil to be able to thrive in a winning competitive team. I accept that he's not playing well, and that he's, he looks disillusioned. I think, he's met Miss Turkey, right? And, so maybe that was it. I don't know. But whatever the reason, this guy, he's got romance in him, football romance.
Mate, you know what?
And once he goes, he's got nothing. We've got nothing like that. No, Sonny, wait a minute, Sonny. We've got nothing like that if he goes.
Let me just say one thing, right?
What are we going to do? Play Willock? We're going to play Willock?
He can meet Bernard Matthews, and Ozil still won't get any better.
How many more chances did you give him,
Sonny,
Hotel?
you just accused him of shagging a turkey, man. Look, listen. Look, I like him as a guy. I met him once as well, and he's a really, really nice guy. But that's not influencing my opinion. What's influencing my opinion is that he's an attractive player to watch. He's got beautiful sublime skills. You can fit a player like him. It's entertainment. It's what people want to watch.
Mate, you know what?
Don't get me wrong. I'm old school. I go back to the 70s.
Terry,
but I still want to see a player like that.
Terry, what's influencing your opinion is those nipple clamps you got and a dildo was shoved up your bum. That's your opinion.
Sonny, I've told you 100 times. It's the other way round.
let's go on to you know what?
And there's no turkey involved.
Martinelli, we're not going to bother rating because Martinelli, his rating is a decent player, right? Let's go Pepe. Has he improved any more under Emery or under Arteta than he done Emery?
Under Emery, for me, I'd give him a 2. Under Arteta, I'd give him a 6 because we still ain't seen. He's only been 7 or 8 games, and he does look like he is improving for me. So that's what I'd give him.
Steve.
Sorry, mate. Are we doing?
What about Simon?
Sorry, Simon.
Mate,
4
and a 6. But to me, I always say, give the foreigner the first year for free. So you need to see what he's going to be like next year. Let him learn this year. He's been in and outside. It's not helped him, but 4 under Emery. I think he's improved slightly under Arteta.
Do you know what? I said on Arsenal Fan TV when I used to go on there, I said if people are going to keep giving Pepe a pass because it's his first season, then these players are coming for their first season, you should just pay them half their wages.
So, yeah, but to counteract that, everyone keeps going on about this £72 million. That's nothing to do with him, is it? But he didn't set the price. The clubs are part of that. So if he'd have come in for 5 million, we would still be having the same discussion.
Is it a French football thing then? Is it a French football thing then? Because Lacazette scored 41 goals in France. Is it a French football thing then?
Could be. Who knows? But ultimately, you can look brilliant in other leagues. Come here and look ordinary. He's not going to be the first one, is he? But to me, I think you've got to give him a bit more time.
Big up Arsenal Vlogs, another great YouTube channel. Go and check out Arsenal Vlogs as well. He's a very good guy. And if you don't, the Italians will come after you. A very nice guy, Arsenal Vlogs. Steve, Pepe.
3 under Emery, who he blamed in the week for getting him the sack. That was lovely with him. And under Arteta, he's not really off what to do. 5. We can see what he's got. He's got the moves, he's got the pace, he's got the skills. Like Simon said, I'm pretty sure next year we'll see the best of him.
He's just got to do the simple thing.
Do you know what? What I don't get, right? You know when you get these flair players from abroad, right? They drop a shoulder, beat 6 players, they sell them dreams, right? And then they get Arsenal, right? They get Arsenal. All of a sudden, they're not taking on any players. They're not shooting. They're not expressing themselves, and they just try and get into. They try and play the easy ball instead. I like to see Pepe
outside. You name me someone who shoots from outside the box and outside.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Granit Xhaka, twice a season. You know what? I like Pepe. If Pepe lost the ball 7 times out of 10, but he tried to take his man on, which Saka was doing when he first came into the team as well, right? I like a player because you don't get any dribblers in football no more. You get a lot of dribblers within the fans. There's a lot of dribblers in the fans. There's a lot of window lickers in the fans. But football don't dribble anymore, and the art of dribbling has gone out of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's probably the only one that's seen.
Can we just block that geezer, that Jack Lee? That's ridiculous.
What's he said?
He's starting to piss out the dead scouters.
You don't need to stoop to that level, really.
No, that's what I mean. The Hillsborough thing, that's rubbish.
Go on, Steve. Pepe.
I did him, didn't I? I went.
Oh, go on. Sam.
I agree with what a lot of the other guys here are saying. I mean, he needs time to adapt. Some players do take longer than others. Some players they need a lot longer time than others. I think Pepe, he's showing that he's got a lot of what's needed. He's got the skill. He's got all the tools in the bag. He just needs to start putting them together. That's what I think. And I don't think we'll start seeing, like Simon said, I don't think we'll start seeing the best of him until next season.
Terry.
It's almost like a failed relationship, isn't it, at the moment? But he needs time. Of course, he needs time. He's got the talent. We've seen it. He can go past people. And I agree about the dribbling as well. The problem that I've got is the fear that we've just spent 72 million quid on a player that's not going to make it. And that's what terrifies me, because if you look at the way we're run, that could keep us back another year or two, with the owners that we've got. I'm really hoping he's going to come through. I want to give him time. Maybe next season he will thrive in a different side, in a different system. At the moment, he's struggling to adapt, and that is scary. It's scary for me because I see the way the club is run, and if he's a flop, we've got a problem. I can't see too much investment in the future. We need this boy to come through. It's up to Arteta, to bring it out of him, and he's got to get a system for him to play and thrive. Maybe he can play through the middle. Who knows?
Right. What's your rating?
That's good chat, actually. Yeah.
What's your rating then?
What, for a Pepe?
No, for Mr. Bean. Obviously.
I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8.
We've got it in then. Right. Aubameyang, we're not going to bother rating, right? Right. I'm going to do something now, right? Regarding Lacazette. Okay. I touched on it. I was watching Curtis's channel yesterday. Curtis Shaw TV. Go and give him a shout. Go and give him a follow. And everyone was giving their little sayings for Lacazette. So we've got lack of threat, lack of confidence, Lack of personality. Give us your one. Give us your one. Lack of presence.
Lack of goals.
Lack of goals.
Like a goal, yeah.
Simon.
Lack,
Everyone in the comments. Give us your lack. Give us your
lack
lack
of
of goals.
opportunities from the midfield.
Si, what would you give him?
I mean, as I said earlier, if you're playing up front for any team, your job's to score goals. But, you know, you read all this about, oh, he's persistent. I don't think he is. So I can only give him, on present form, 4 out of 10.
Arsenal Realist, another great channel. Go and check him out as well. Lack of investment is a very good one.
Is that one of Terry's toys there in the picture?
lack of balls.
You know, we know for sure it's not lack of sex.
Lack of threat. Steve, go on.
Well, I was trying to think this the other day. I think Lacazette's probably about the only player who's got worse under Arteta. At least he was scoring goals under Emery, and but since he's been playing for Arteta, that's why I said I don't think he can handle the competition for Martinelli. He seems to be going backwards under Arteta, which is really strange. So I'd give him a 5 under Emery. No, 6 under Emery and a 4 under Arteta. Because he does work hard, but he don't put the ball in the back of the net. So for me, he just shouldn't be starting.
Baby Yoda, respect for you for watching this channel, being a United fan, bro. But don't be glad you're a United fan either, bro. To be honest with you. But having said that, Bruno Fernandes looks like an exceptional footballer.
That's the best joke you don't always say,
Sam.
Well, for Lacazette, I mean, the thing is,
Yeah,
I'm struggling.
Lack of identity is another one.
I like lack of threat. I do. I think that's really good. Lack of threat is a good one. But the thing with Lacazette though is I'm not quite sure whether it's down to tactics as well. Of course, he's out of form. He's down on confidence. But I'm just wondering if dropping a bit too much into midfield to help around midfield, and it's just not helping his game. I think in Lyon he was that that striker, playing at the top. He was heading up attacks. He wasn't dropping into midfield as much at Lyon. I don't think that's been helping him a lot. And of course, he's obviously score goals, and he's really bad at doing that at the moment, isn't he? I mean, all the chances he gets, he couldn't hit the ground if he fell out of an airplane, could he? I mean, it's just not good enough. So I think he needs to be put on the bench. And for me, I think we need to give Martinelli a chance, instead of Lacazette and use Pepe.
Eddie Nketiah done something that Lacazette ain't done for a year. He scored away.
Yeah, and that's because he gets on the end of crosses. He gets on the end, and I mean that's what Nketiah does great. He runs in, times his runs, and he gets on the end of crosses.
Arsenal Realist, do us a favour, but respect the channel and don't have a go at Claude in the comments, please. Because you're both friends of mine, and I don't want it to be done on this channel, please. Terry.
You know what? For me, it's lack of support, right? And the reason is, if you watch Arsenal at the moment, since Wenger and Arteta, and Emery, what Arteta is doing is actually he's doubling up on the wings. So you've got Aubameyang and Saka on the left. You've got Martinelli the other day on the right, and Bellerin coming as well. And we're splitting really wide. So what that means is that, Lacazette he's actually got about 20 yards either side of him where he's on his own. He's absolutely isolated. Now, this is making it really difficult for him. He's not the biggest guy in the world. I just don't think that the style of play is suiting him at the moment. It's easy to have a go at individuals. We crucify this player, that player. Let's look at it from a collective, right? At the moment, Lacazette is getting starved of the way he wants to play. He wants players around him because he's a nimble player. What is he, 5'8"? You don't get many 5'8" strikers. He wants players around him that he can like little tippy-tappy move off, and he's not getting that at the moment. I think the criticism is a bit unfair. Yeah, he's got a problem. He's not looking energetic, but I think the situation at the moment for him is harsh because the style is not suiting him. It goes back to what we were saying about like half an hour ago. You've got to get the team to play as a collective. It's easy to have a go at individuals. We do that all the time. But what we don't look at is getting the best out of the players. Look at Liverpool. They've got some shit players. Look at their midfield. There's no one there, right? They got 3 brilliant strikers. They got Henderson in midfield, for fuck's sake. And they've lost 1 game in 2 years.
What is that rubbish?
Funny as stooge.
Wait, Mad, if you knew me, bruv, you'll know I've been clunky out and I was last balled out as well. I've always been balled out, mate. Far as I'm concerned, every money that they've got should be put into Arsenal. Right, that's play ratings done, right? Just one for Terry Armaguna. Rate Arteta before Arteta got here and now. It's a trick question.
I'd rate him a 7 before he got here, and I rate him a 7 still. To be honest.
Okay, right.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, you can. Just a quick one. Arsenal Realists and Claude, if you ever want to come on my channel together, you can do. But I don't know hostilities. It needs to be a decent, respectful chat. And you're welcome to air your differences in a nice manner. And if you don't, I'll just end the stream if we ever done it. But like I said, 2 good channels to go and follow. Go on.
Yeah, my question is to everyone and everyone in the comments. Obviously, what is your expectations for the rest of this season? And I mean by that is where would you be happy for us to finish in the league? Where would you be happy for us to finish in the FA Cup? Where would you be happy with us to finish in Europa League? And what would you consider it being a good season under Arteta? Go on, Sonny.
Expectations for the season, based on the way we're playing and what we signed in January, I think we'd be struggling to get into the top 6. To be honest with you, honestly, I would like us to win the FA Cup. FA Cup still means a lot to me. We're Arsenal. We hold the record for FA Cup, so FA Cup is still the best domestic cup in my opinion in the world.
Yeah.
But I can't see this win the Europa League in my honest opinion. I can't. Let's read out his comment before everyone else as they say. Hi 100. Hi Bruce. Thanks for your super chat again, bruv. You really set the standard, mate. Thank you. Honestly, we have all the ingredients to get relegated unless we start playing proper football and playing Uber up front. No nonsense. Play from the back. Hi Bree. You know what? You seem to know a lot about your football, mate. That's my Twitter handle below. If ever you want to come on the podcast, drop me a message on Twitter and I'll get you on the podcast. And again, anyone else who wants to come on the podcast, just drop me a Twitter and I'll get you on.
Sorry, can I just say that? Well, I know that's what you want it to happen, but what would you be happy with, like, if none of that happened? That's what I mean.
It's got to be Europa League for me. We've got to win Europa League.
And what? Just finish where we finish.
I don't care where we finish in the league now. The league for me, since Arteta came in, was all about Arteta judging his players, and that hasn't changed for me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's based on what we're doing this summer. Just before you lot give your opinions, Arsenal Realist and Claude, if you want to jump on a podcast after this on my channel, and have your say to each other, please drop it in the comments or send me a message, and I'll get you both on if you want to. Go on, everyone else gone. Sorry.
I mean, I just break it down. I mean, to me, whatever competition you're in, you can only look at the next game anyway. So let's be honest. we've been poor this season. But if we'd have won 4 of those games instead of drawing 4, we'd be knocking on the door. We'd be in the top 6 now, not that far away from top 4. That's it. Take Liverpool out of it. The league has been dreadful for everybody else, and we're just part of a really poor Premier League this season, apart from one team.
Yeah, but we've made it even more poor, Simon. We won one game in about.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing
8 or 9,
with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. But your counterparts at Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Man City won't be having different podcasts to what we are, because they've all been poor as well. League, you just play every game at a time. Go ahead. FA Cup, that's a tough game away at Portsmouth, but we'd rather be playing there than playing at Man United or Liverpool or something like that. So we take that, and then before you know it, you could be in the last 8. If you're in the last 8 of any cup competition, you've got a chance. Europa, it's one more round above the Champions League. I think that's tough to win UEFA, but once again, to me, I would probably say top 6 is more achievable than the other 2 competitions. Steve?
Yeah, I'm not far away from what Sonny said. Obviously, I think we all know really we haven't got no chance of getting in the top 4. It would be fantastic if we can win the FA Cup. You know, we look at that as, you know, pretty much like our own thing. You know, so it'd be great to go all the way there. And also in the Europa League, it'd be great to get to the final, win that, and get us in the Champions League that way. But let's face it, they're quite luck. We could draw teams that you know are flying high in their league. You could draw the Liverpools or you know, Bayern Munich. You know, not these teams, but you know where I'm going. You could be out the next game, so you can't really judge our season by those in competitions. It'd be great to win it. As far as where we're going to end up, I just, at the end of the season, I just want to be able to sit back with a cup of tea and put my head, shake, you know, look at it and think, right, Arteta's got his team. We've got a good little squad here. We're going to go. We can go for next season. We can challenge for that top 4. I don't care if we finish 6th, 7th, 8th. That's what I'll be happy with. We've got that squad and that balance, and it's there. And I don't think you can ask for any more than that. You can finish in 6th in the league, and you could do it luckily. And you could look, oh my God, we was lucky. What a load of, you know, and it's a load of old rubbish. Yes. But, you know, you can sit down, you can finish 8th and think, yeah, we're ready to go next season there. And that's all I want. I just want us ready and set to go next season, and I'll be happy.
Okay, Sam?
I think top 6 is achievable and should be a target for the rest of the season. I think that's well within our grasp. And I think when it comes to cups, of course, the FA Cup is a nice cup to win. We should give that our all, you know, in each game. I agree, but I do think Arteta is going to prioritise the Europa League, because I think at the end of the day, getting into that Champions League through the back door is what we're looking for, you know, and everything that gives us financially, and as well, you know, of course, you know, we want to be in the Champions League for all the extras that gives us. That's I think that's slightly less likely than winning the FA Cup, but that's what I think he's going to go for. And when it comes to Arteta, I think when it comes to rating, I think about 7 so far is okay. The only thing with Arteta now is I'm a bit worried about the experience that's been showing now lately with the Burnley game, when he got outdone tactically by and we saw also he put out the wrong team. You know, he was playing players based on really their reputation than what they've been doing lately, and he broke up the left side with Martinelli and working so well lately. I think that was a big mistake and put us on the wrong foot from the start. So we just need to see Arteta, you know, get back to where he was, where, you know, making sure the team is right, the team lineup is right, getting tactics right, and then I believe in that. I think he's gonna do well for us. We just need to see him, you know, we need to see him get back into that now and not make these sort of amateur mistakes. I think he did for Burnley.
Okay, Terry, try and keep it nice and short.
All I want is hope. I agree with what Steve was saying at the end. You know, like if we get a team that can show something that we're moving forward and that we can go places in the next 1, 2, 3 years or whatever, then I'm happy. Because at the moment, we are not in a good place. We all know that. If we get a side that can compete and that we're far away from that against the top sides, then that is hope for me.
Okay.
Terry, can you just read out Chadwick Moffat's?
Yeah, I was just about to do that. Thank you for your contribution, Chadwick. Winning Europa or FA Cup? Are you kidding me? This team can't win games. Last win in the Premier League was over a month ago. Players aren't good enough. My point of view is that for me, obviously, there's just too much expectation at the moment. You know, like I said before, we was all cursing the players under Emery, saying that basically the old squad needs to be sold. Now, at the moment, let's be honest, every weekend that we're coming to a game, there is a bit of optimism there still. Do you know what I mean? So, for me, I would like to finish in the top 8 and get as far as we can in both cups. I don't think we're going to... I mean, I think we've got a good chance in the FA Cup if we get a lucky draws. But getting quite far in both cups, I think, will be a brilliant season for Arteta, to be honest. And if you look, for me, this is what I mean. I don't understand all this negative. I know we haven't won a game in forever. I know we keep drawing. But if you take, for instance, and I know it's a big if, but our next 6 games, for instance, we've got 3 games at home, right? Our next 3 Premier League games are all at home. We've got Newcastle, Everton, and then West Ham. If we can pick up 7 to 9 points out of them 3 games, then we're knocking on the door of being 6th or 5th place. We've got 2 games in the Europa League against Olympiacos, which ideally we should win, I think, over 2 legs. And then we'll be in the last 16 or 32, I think, for the Europa League. And then if we beat Portsmouth away in the FA Cup, which I think we do, we're in the quarterfinals. So in the next 6 games, we could be looking pretty.
Right, let me say one thing, right? Listen, when's our Olympiacos game away? Does anyone know?
It's just after the Newcastle game.
Okay.
So we've got Newcastle on Sunday and then Thursday.
How long ago? That's about 2 to 3 weeks, yeah?
Well, yeah. It's a week and a half, I think.
Okay. Everyone who's watching the podcast right now or watch it later, I'll put up a little prize for you, yeah? If we get to 3,500 subs, by the week of the Arsenal Olympiacos away game, I'll pay for your ticket and accommodation, right, to go and watch the game, and I'll be going as well, right? So if we get to 3,500 subs, I'll pay for somebody who subscribes your ticket and accommodation and your match ticket to go and watch the game.
Sonny, let me just confirm something there. You mean for the game?
I'll go with you anyway.
Away. Sorry.
Flo's in the house. Big up, Flo. Flo, forget top 6 finish, lads. Let's go all out of the Europa League and the FA Cup. Winning both is better than finishing 6th. Plus
we're not in a position to prioritise, are we?
Exactly.
You know what? A Tottenham fan, Sean, said earlier, what's the point of Arsenal getting the Champions League with the squad that we got? The whole point that we need to get the Champions League is the money. It's hold of the money.
Now listen, I don't agree with that, right? For one reason, and I said this the other day. How many years on a trot did we get in the Champions League under Wenger? And where did all that money go? Where's it all gone? We didn't spend it every year on fantastic, great players. Where's it all gone?
Luke Strange just said, what game, Sonny? Olympiacos away, so a trip to Greece, right? Hotel and accommodation and match ticket if we get to 3,500 subs by that game.
Terry, Chadwick with the super chat. Can we just do that one? When did we last? When did we last? Well, I would have said that Man U was a top team and we beat them 2-0, didn't we?
The last time we beat a top team was Bournemouth, because anyone to us at the moment is a top team.
Well, again, yeah.
So Terry, can I just ask Terry then? So Terry, mate, you don't want to go into the Champions League? Is that what you're saying?
No. Of course I do. Listen, people keep going about the Champions League. It's the best thing in the world. Even if we get in the Champions League, right? Like I just said, we don't need the money because we ain't going to spend it. He ain't going to spend it on players that we want, right? So everyone get that out of your silly heads. That just because you want the money, we're going to go out and spend the money. We've done that for 22 years under Wenger. Where did all that money go? Answer me. Everyone answer me. No one can answer it because we didn't spend it, right? So even if
we just bought badly, mate.
If we got in the Champions League, if we got in the Champions League, let's be honest, we're going to have 6 to 7 games because we ain't going to get no further with the squad that we've got.
We bought without thinking. That was the problem. There was no kind of strategy behind the club.
Right. Anyone's watching, right? As soon as this podcast is finished and the Arsenal Realist has finished his podcast, Claude and the Arsenal Realist are going to go head to head, politely, right, on my channel. So soon as the Realist podcast is finished, so please look out for it, okay? Because we're coming back on tonight, and I feel like that geezer who's interviewed Michael Jackson. What was his name? The one
You've been
The Indian guy, wasn't it?
Bashir, was it? Bashir or someone?
Yeah. Martin Bashir, that was it.
I feel like Martin Bashir.
Yeah.
I'm not a Stark, but we've got bad writing in here, so I might be.
You're going to fit them right up like a clipper, in other words.
So head to head, the Realist versus Claude.
Can I just ask Sam then? Sam, so that is your expectation of us getting in the Champions League then, just for the money?
Well, the thing is, I mean, I think we should aim to win the Europa League. We do it or not, of course. I mean, that's another question. We should aim to win it.
Oh, sure.
Because getting into the Champions League, it means a lot financially. I know you say we're not spending the money. Well, let's see what Raul and them do now, because they've only had one summer to do it so far with the new board and the new setup. So let's see what they actually do now for summer. But you just can't, get away from the fact that if we're out of the longer we're out of the Champions League, the further we're going to fall behind the top teams, because it is a huge amount of money we're missing out on, and that is with a self-sustaining model that we are. That's money that's not going back, whether it's not.
Sean,
but Sam, where did Liverpool, Tottenham come from?
Sean, I love your spirit, bro. Sean, I love your spirit, but when Tottenham win a trophy in your lifetime, mate, that's when you could come at us. Not now, seriously.
Yeah, but Tottenham got to the final, but it does make you. I agree with Terry. The fact that everything he says is spot on. I think, well, what's the point of going in it? There's no reason. We're not going to spend the money. But the only thing that takes me away from it is, well, Tottenham got there, and we ain't that far behind them. So is it worth going in it?
So we were able to go out and pay 2 million.
Tottenham are making more money. Tottenham are making more money than us now. That's what they do. They're making more money than us now. That's because of the Champions League.
Yeah,
I don't want to be embarrassed again. Like we have done for the last, when Wenger was there, when we got totally embarrassed, when I just literally turned the phone off and didn't go to work for a week.
Where did Tottenham come from? They were finishing outside the Champions League for fucking 15 years.
Chadwick Moffat super chat saying Terry just said Man United is a top team. They're a top club. They're not a top team at the moment.
No, exactly. Yeah.
No.
Liverpool were able to go out and spend 75 million on Van Dijk. Yeah, we went out and spent the same amount of money basically on a left winger. Right. So if we spent 75 million on a left winger, we could have spent 75 million on a centre back. We've regularly spent 35, 45, 55 million pound on players. So are we buying the wrong player? Or are they
Simon, you're exactly right. You're right. Well, actually, I would say it's part of like what the thing is. The difference between us and Liverpool, the main difference is Liverpool have bought the right players. They put them into the system that works. Klopp has done a really good job. Everything's come together there, and they've got into the Champions League and consistently performed well, and they ended up winning it. They got 150 million quid for winning the Champions League. Okay,
let's 180 million for
But let's.
And let me just finish. I just want to finish. Sorry. I just got to finish my point here.
180 million for
Liverpool were much better than us at selling players when they needed to, not letting them run their contracts down. Yeah. They'd be much better at selling their players, getting maximum money, and then reinvesting that money into better players for their system. Not necessarily the biggest name players, but better players for their system. And Van Dijk was a big buy. They needed to shore up their defence. They bought a big name. He was turned into a big name, Van Dijk. They used that money from the Coutinho sale to Barcelona.
Sam, fuck Liverpool. Seriously, fuck Liverpool. Fuck what they've done. Fuck what they've done.
Okay, fuck everything then.
No, just fuck Liverpool. Just fuck Liverpool. It's not a Liverpool channel. Liverpool won the Premier League for 30 years. So
well, they're doing it this year, aren't they?
Well, they're going to do it this year, but they haven't won it for 30 years. Stop Liverpool. Alexander Gomez, super chat. Thanks very much. The Cottons don't understand the passion for football in England. The investment in Arsenal is primarily for financial gain. 100% spot on.
Yeah, so in answer to that, then, right? Someone asked me this question: since Kroenke's investment into Arsenal, how much money has he made out the club? Do we think, compared to what he's bought the club for?
Can I answer that?
I reckon it's nothing.
Can I answer that? No, you're wrong. Basically, he may not have taken money out because he hasn't needed to. But if he's mortgaged Arsenal against his LA Rams build, who knows? We'll never know because you don't have to tell us, right? So we don't know what he's leveraged Arsenal against future investments.
He has done that,
and also as well. Arsenal share prices have risen considerably, and the club is worth a lot more than when he bought it. So
that's an asset, yeah. That's an asset that should he sell, he makes money on. But as he made 1.1 billion since he's invested in Arsenal to make a profit.
Most misunderstanding of his motives.
Most millionaires.
His motives are not making a short-term profit and getting cash. His motives are about building collateral within a club.
Listen, Terry, you know
what
yourself.
He's been doing for the last 10 years.
Yeah, Terry knows himself. Terry's a millionaire himself, right? Most millionaires.
No, listen, I am an accountant.
Yeah, most millionaires. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Tell.
I understand where the guy's coming from.
Tell. All I was going to say. Most millionaires.
You never agree with me, Sonny.
I'm agreeing with you. Listen, most millionaires are property rich. They're not cash rich.
Correct.
Exactly. It's an asset-based approach.
He's not made any cash that he sees in his hand out of Arsenal, but he has an asset.
He's not making. We've had this debate before. Stan is not in it for getting cash out of the club. He's looking at it on a long-term prospect, right? He's seeing the universality of football. He knows in 10 years' time, right, if Arsenal is still mid-table, he's going to make loads of cash because every single Premiership club is going to go up in value probably double. Because the way it's going to expand, you've got markets in China, India, Australia, everywhere around the world, in Brazil. There's more middle-class people and everywhere in there. And his share value will go up if we finish 10th in the next 10, 15 years. That's the problem that we've got. He's signed a stand for a reason.
Is that what happened in Italy, Terry, with their football? What happened over there? Went bang, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a possibility of that. I'm not discounting that, of course. In some ways, that is a prospect he has to live with. But at the moment, he foresees that Premier Football is going to keep escalating. And with expanding markets in Asia and Africa and South America, he sees a long-term vision where he can make money. Arsenal even finishing 10th. That is the danger. That is the problem.
The original question was, how much
he's an investor, Simon. He's like me and you investing in Tesco's.
Can I just
say?
That's what it is.
He's not after ready cash from Arsenal.
Can I just say, because we're finishing now, Terry, we're finishing now. Can I just say, right? That is a total irrelevant argument, right? Because obviously his assets are going up, and he can sell them at any time he wants and make a shitload of money, right? and double his money, right? So he's made money. Again, it doesn't matter how bad
Why is
Arsenal
that an
do.
irrelevant argument? I mean, because
I'm agreeing with you, Tel. I'm agreeing
he's
with you.
in it for an expansion of his
Terry,
asset.
Terry, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. But
Oh, thank you.
Right.
That's the first time.
One thing I will also say, right? One thing I will also say is, regardless of how bad Arsenal are playing, they're still selling the merchandise. The Emirates is still packed week in, week out, right? Regardless of how bad. The only thing with Arsenal have lost and the Conquers have lost is either Champions League money, which they've made up in abundance in television money, because television money has gone up and up and up, right? Right, they've made up in abundance, and that's regardless of Europe. That's regardless of Europe, European competitions, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? And they've got sponsorships coming out their ear holes. They're making money hand over fist. And if you're in profit, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference if your profits are down from the previous year. You're still in profit. And you're still in profit by some way.
That's it. That's 100% agree.
Yeah.
It's a systematic
The only
game.
way you can hurt him is in the pocket. The only way you can hurt him is in the pocket. You notice when we was all calling for Wenger's head, he did nothing. He was the people that he see the seats wasn't going. He see the stadium was half empty. Who come over? Just flew over.
Right.
And then within a month, Wenger was sacked.
Steve, he come over for show. Don't make a difference, right? He come over for show. Listen, we're gonna have to finish the podcast now. We've run out of time. Right? Because we can't go on for
He was over for 2 weeks, mate, and he goes home again.
Yeah, we can't go on for too long, right? We've run out of time. Please. We're not finished. We've run out of time. Seriously. I just want to say thank you to Terry Mancini, Hair Transplant. Go and follow him on Twitter. Go and follow Sam Greenwood on Twitter. Go and follow Steve AFC on Twitter. Go and follow Simon Lester on Twitter. Go and follow Armagoon and Terry on Twitter. Please subscribe to this channel. We've got 112 people watching at the moment. We've only got 42 likes, and that's not the way to support the channel. So I appreciate the 42 people who have liked it, but the other 60 odd, you're letting us down badly. Right?
And everyone that's contributed and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone in the comments as usual. Bear with us because we're coming back for a special bulletin, right, shortly between the Arsenal realist and Claude. And please, if you're watching, please keep your comments respectful as well, because none of us are here to get abused, please, right, whether you like their opinion or not. That's us out. Anyone want to say anything really quick before we go? Because we've got
the Thursday night show with the old boys again, talking about the 80s and 90s era. So probably be about 8 o'clock, 8:30. So please join us for that.
So if you want your stories on Arsenal in the 80s and 90s, I'm going to try my best to ask Kevin Campbell to come on, whether he's got time for us or not. I'm going to ask the question, and we're still going to have Nigel Winterburn coming on the show pretty soon as well. Sorry, any quick last words?
No, just as always, pleasure to come on and have a good chat.
Terry? Mancini's run out of words to say. Sam?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I want to have a financial. I want to have a financial debate with Simon. That's what I want.
You know what? That's gonna be, listen, if you both got time tomorrow, we're gonna have a show on Stan Kroenke and Arsenal, the financial debate tomorrow. Yeah. If you got time tomorrow,
I'll be up for that one. So, are you up for that?
I'll be up for that.
Sam, any last words?
Good.
Thanks for having me as usual. It's been great, and it's been a good chat. And just thanks to everyone. It's been nice to see you guys again.
Steve.
Yeah, it's thanks very much for having us on, and as I say, everybody out there, please bash that like button. Sonny works really hard for this channel, and he's making it bigger and bigger. So come on the journey with us.
The only thing what's getting any bigger tonight is my head, but the channel's not growing at the moment, so you do need to hit like that, please.
It will, mate. It will.
Like I said, we're the only channel to invite normal fans on. I didn't know none of these guys beforehand. So if you want to come on the podcast, please tweet me below and get your asses on the podcast and have your say. Don't be shy. Join me shortly for the Martin Bashir special. Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson meets Princess Diana meets the Arsenal realist. Please, take care. We're out here.